Hey everybody, welcome to the vlog again. We're traveling and we're at another 1,000 trails. This is Lake Whitney in Texas. And I've skipped ahead a little bit. Last time I talked, it's been a while, and I've captured a lot of content since, but I wanted to give an overall. That's a very good friend of mine over there. But I wanted to give a little bit of a video on this 1,000 trails. You can see we're pretty tight for space right there. As you can see, there wasn't much room to go in any other direction except where we are in this campsite here. A little bit later, I'll let this kitchen in. The bunk bed's inside. I'll just let one of this slide in, and then we can access this kitchen a little bit more. Let me see. A little more easily than falling down here. Really don't want any of my kids falling down the ravine, and then we can get to our grill. So we were actually in another spot down the hill. Get right here. Oh. There we go. I know, when 1,000 Trails was built, everybody had little pop-ups and stuff. We heard the story. But I do wish, you know, now that we're in the 21st century, that they would just make allowances even. Take out one little tree there or something, so bigger rigs can get, you know, use them a little bit more easily. As you all know, I was a trucker in previous life. So I can kind of get into these spots a little bit easier than maybe most people, but even still, it's not easy. Let me put it that way. Anyway, probably going to throw the drone up and get some overall pictures where this is Lake Whitney, but you can't see the lake from here. It's all these small trees. Which is really nice, and it's a nice area here where we're at. Just fix this. There we go. It's a nice area here where we're at. There is lake access. I think down the back there's a little trail you can make your way down to a little part of Lake Whitney, just before the dam, and there might be some good fishing down there. So we might try that. We're going to be here for a week. Wind noise. Trying to get out of this wind. The wind noise is probably not that great right there. I got a microphone for this, but this is a GoPro gimbal that I have on. I'm shooting this with a GoPro 5. It's really the workhorse of my vlogs, but unfortunately we don't don't have a way while it's in the gimbal to connect the microphone to this. So I'm just going to have to do it with a selfie stick, and then I can connect a better, can put a better mic on here. Either that or I can use my big camera, and I might try to do that, but I have a gimbal for that as well, and it hasn't worked since I bought it out of the box, and I just haven't had time to go get it attended to, and I'll probably be able to do that in the next couple of weeks. To catch you all up, we took a trip to Ireland, and we're back and just trying to get things lined up, and we are in the middle of getting all the little things we need to do taken care of. We were hoping to head north for Alaska this year. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but we do have some trips that we're going to have to make out, and we'll be in and out of the state of Texas probably quite a bit this year. We're going to put quite a bit of solar on the roof of our rig, and I've been studying solar and lithium technologies for the last year and a half, and was about to build my own lithium battery bank piece by piece myself, but have decided now, since a new technology or a new company has came out selling straight drop-in lithium, just try to get the wind off this, it's not really viable for me to build my own for the price they're selling them at. However, I'm still thinking of getting a couple of Tesla 24 volt modules. I'll make a vlog on all that piece by piece and so on as we decide which way we'll go, one way or the other. And I'm probably leaning a little bit towards the Tesla batteries, even though they're not exactly the best system. They're not a drop-in system by any means. They are 24 volts, which we will be going. I want to have enough lithium on board to run at least one AC unit for a little while, but that it will be a 24 volt system. And I'll explain a lot about voltages, amps, so on. I'm not an expert by any means, but I'll explain quite a bit about that. I'll go in depth and put a lot of stuff in layman's terms, but the battery monitoring system that will have to go in there for Tesla modules will be quite in depth in comparison to just a straight drop-in. Anyway, I've measured up exactly where I need to put this for a lot of different reasons. It needs to be protected against frost, freeze. You can't charge lithium when it's freezing, so on. There's quite a lot involved in it, and there's some other good YouTube channels out there that have explained a little bit about that, gone into that as well. But I will go through all that piece by piece as we put it together. We went over to Ireland for a pretty big family function, and we were there for 4.5 weeks. I did not bring my drone, and I did not film a lot over there, even though I brought most of my cameras, or a lot of them at least anyway. I did very little filming. What I did do over there was I had forgot there's no real coffee in Ireland. Everybody drinks this instant coffee, which, as you probably know, is terrible. There was one shop in the local town of Gorey back there called the Snug, and that was a real treat to get into. They probably had the best full Irish breakfast I've ever had in my life over there as well. So a little shout out to the Snug. Boy, you guys are really got it going on there. Great little restaurant, just small little restaurant on the main street in Gorey. But they had some good coffee, real ground fresh coffee with espresso. It was fantastic. Anyway, long story short, as you probably always seen in my previous vlogs, I always had a cup of coffee in my hand. And now Dang it. Yeah, I'm on this. I've stopped drinking coffee. I'm drinking tea and, of course, Coke. So, got to quit that now in a little while as well. But anyway, I'm off coffee, so we were able to get rid of our Keurig and our espresso machine off our counter in the kitchen. And we did not have a lot of room. In being the bunkhouse model, we don't have a lot of counter space. So my wife was kind of, you know, always, I wish this wasn't on our counter. And I was like, I'll die without coffee. And yeah, and I know, guys, there's lots of ways to make coffee and so on and so forth, but that was, I like the coffee that I used to get in the Keurig. There were the crazy cups, coconut, chocolate flavored coffee, and it was good stuff. I could probably put it in the outside kitchen, but being as I was over in Ireland for so long and didn't, you know, get to drink coffee for very long, I went through all the withdrawals over there from that, so I'm just going to stay that way. Doesn't mean I won't ever drink it, but I won't drink 4 cups in the morning and 2 in the afternoon and 1 at night anymore. So anyway, I'm probably going to throw the drone up here, get a little bit of footage of this place, just giving you a catching you all up of what's been going on. I've been taking footage, and not quite as much in Ireland. We were pretty busy, and our schedule kind of got a little bit more screwy as we were there, so I didn't get to really catch what all the stuff I had anticipated and planning on doing, even though I still hadn't brought my drone. But I had shot a lot of content prior to that I just hadn't edited and uploaded. Hang on, that wind is blowing again. We had a hellacious thunderstorm here last night. This is the Sunday. MotoGP, we are just north of, we're just kind of outside Waco, and we're just north of Austin. MotoGP is on today, and there's probably another thing y'all didn't know was about 100 pounds ago, I used to race motorcycles, just as a fun thing, club racing kind of thing, but road raced and dirt raced, and really loved it. Haven't raced since Lisa became pregnant 6 years ago with JD. So actually more than 6 years ago, because he'll be turning 6 next month. So as soon as she was pregnant with him, I just put the bikes away, never rode them since. I don't know, I had bikes my whole life, but anyway, I still follow MotoGP almost like a religion, and follow Supercross almost like a religion, and that's pretty much one of the main reasons we have satellite internet, or satellite TV. So that's something else I'm going to touch on along with satellite internet. We have some things going on in our lives right now that we need connectivity during the week, and I'll do that in another vlog, but we are exploring internet, satellite internet capabilities right now, and come the end of this year we should have, I'm hoping 5G will be online, and we might have some more options by then, but maybe it'll make satellite internet better. We do need a lot of VoIP ability, and I know the latency and the upload on satellite internet isn't great. Even if you can get a pretty good download, you still need a pretty good upload to reciprocate. So we're exploring all those options at the moment, but this is where we're at. This video will come out, and it's just letting you know, getting you caught up where I've been. I have a ton of content to edit. I've really about to delve into the whole solar projects and what powers these units, these big 50 amp units. And again, that's one of the reasons why we are crammed into this little spot here. We were in another spot down the hill, but we could not get good cellular service down there, or Wi-Fi service for that matter. So we have a Mobley on board with AT&T and a Wi-Fi Ranger, but we're too far away from the clubhouses here in this Thousand Trails Park to even get to their internet, which their internet is terrible anyway. But we're crammed in here just to get 50 amp. That's a 50 amp spot right there. My buddy, he's in another 50 amp spot. This spot in the middle is a 30 amp, and that would have actually been really nice. But again, it's a 30 amp and we're in a 50 amp rig. So, and truth be told, it's not hot here yet. It's pretty humid after the rainstorms and stuff, but we could actually make a 30 amp work just in this temperature right now. But I don't think we would have been able to get our satellite internet or satellite TV through these trees in this spot. So we picked this spot right here. But that's why we're in that particular spot. One of the reasons we are going to put a lot of solar and a large lithium bank on this rig is so when we come to places like Thousand Trails, we're not making do with the 1 or 2 50 amp spots that may be available. 9 times out of 10 are not available. And we can just jump into a 30 amp spot where most people, you know, there are hundreds of 30 amp spots and a handful of 50 amp spots. I want enough lithium on board that we can just jump in at 30, and with a hybrid inverter, we can just take 30 amps on board, and I can invert off our lithium the balance of what we need to operate our 50 amp rig, which is a 100 amp rig really is 250 legs. But I've already recorded a bunch of content just explaining about that 50 amp, 100 amp, 30 amp, what it all means, how much these rigs actually take. And you know, as we talk about 50 amp, we talk about what's needed. Just try to shield this from the wind a little bit. So that's where we are. We were all the way down the bottom of the hill here. We moved up here to get better cellular signal, which we now have. And with our Wi-Fi Ranger, don't mind if this is in here, but with our Wi-Fi Ranger and our WeBoost, we now have the capability. We're just getting enough cellular data or cellular strength here to have enough cellular data to run VoIP calls. Down the bottom of the hill here, we barely had enough cellular data to, well, we didn't. We could barely make a call if we left our phone by our WeBoost, which boosts cellular signals. But it wasn't enough to do anything much more than maybe send an email or receive email with being down here. So anyway, what was nice about being down here is we got to meet some really, really fantastic people who, oh, here we go, have this beautiful Airstream, and they too are interested in solar. And they got a price for that. I'm not going to mention the vendor, but heck, they could have bought another Airstream trailer for what they wanted to get that. So I'm going to visit with these guys for a little bit. Really nice folks, and I'll catch up with you all in a bit.